Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. Still two areas that we're watching. The first one down into the Caribbean. This just this broad area of low pressure that we've been talking about for several days. Still just at 20% chance of development. So any development, it's going to be pretty slow with this system. Another one that we've been watching is that Invest 94. Good news with that. Remember a few days ago, it was up to about a 60% chance of development. We've been steadily seeing that number slowly working its way down. Now looking at about a 30% chance of development over the next 7 days. Big reason why is what we've been talking about. It looks like it's just in that area of being marginally conducive for development. That basically means we've got stronger winds up just to the north of this system. It's riding right on the edge of that. And so you've got that wind shear. You just kind of have a hostile environment that this will be working its way into and just sitting just to the north of this system. So it just doesn't have everything that it needs to really organize itself. And so you look at it right now, and every once in a while you see those little bursts of convection, but those last for several hours and then they just kind of go away. And then you see another one, and then you see that go away. So it just hasn't been able to really sustain itself. So as you look at the computer models, you notice you're seeing fewer and fewer on there. I mentioned this yesterday. We're seeing a number of these models, they just kind of drop off. So essentially that tells us computer models are just saying, you know what, I think this is just going to fall apart or dissipate, or it's really not going to do much. But you see the models that do hold on to it really don't do much. They kind of work its way to the north and west, and then eventually pushing down towards the Caribbean. And the reason why, the winds are much stronger up across Florida, the Gulf of Mexico, in the western Atlantic. And that's all because, remember, now things have changed. We've got this cold front that's worked its way through, much cooler conditions over us right now. So this is by no means any kind of a setup like what we had with Helene or with Milton. Environment's completely different, and that's why you're just not going to see something swinging up into the Gulf of Mexico and intensifying. It can't happen with a setup that we have right now. So we also look down into the Caribbean. This is that other area. And again, you do see these bursts of convection with this, just a very broad area of low pressure. But what's going to really happen with this is going to drift on towards the west. Now, it'll probably start to see some land interactions, but if it can hold itself off of land long enough, might see a little bit more development with this. But really what this looks like is more of just some rain across Central America. Very interesting to watch this on the Fox model. As we head through the weekend and into next week, what is more than likely going to happen with this area that's currently down in the Caribbean is going to work its way over Central America into the Pacific, and then the Fox model showing that's when we might actually start to see more development, when this is in the Pacific and moving away. And then we're also watching, that's at Invest 94. You notice as we head into next week, still you're not seeing much happening with that system, which is certainly good news. Of course, we'll keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.